Hey everybody, this is Matt Mayoko from NBC Sports Bay Area, bringing another video your way from Santa Clara, Levi Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers. They get ready to face the Seattle Seahawks. This video is brought to you by Canyon Club Brewery. It's obviously a brewery, it's a restaurant, a beer garden, and it's in a very family-friendly atmosphere in Moraga. So it's a great place to hang out, meet up with friends, make new friends, and select from their wide variety of beers and a great menu for food as well. So that's Canyon Club Brewery, and it's coming soon to the Livery in Danville. I'm hearing potentially a December opening. So that should be a great spot. I've been over there to that location as they've been building that thing out, and it's going to be something. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. Hey, first things first, before I get into the 49ers update for the day, is some really sad news coming out of KNBR. I appear on KNBR several times a week. And certainly some of the hits, some of the hosts that I have really strong ties to and guys that I've known for many years received some bad news on Wednesday as Tom Tolbert, who's been a Bay Area media legend for nearly 30 years, and John Lund, who appears with Greg Papa on the Papa and Lund show. Both of those guys who are just absolute pros of what they do and so entertaining, they have been let go from KNBR. So just really thinking of them. And, I appear Mondays with Tom and Adam Copeland, and it's always just so much fun. And I just never know, where Tom's going to be coming from different stuff, but I love to talk beer with him. He's such a great guy, and I love seeing him out when I see him, and I certainly love our interactions on the radio. So we had a good one on Monday. That was a lot of fun, and so unfortunately, that'll probably be the last time I'm with Tom in that particular medium. So always will have fond memories of that and the many years where Tom and I would hook up and talk 49ers. And also the same with John Lund. Super guy. I've known him for a long time, ever since he came to the Bay Area. And again, a lot of fun, always talking football with Greg and John. And so, my hat's off to both of those guys for being solid pros and just being so good at what they do and making my life so much easier getting on and talking football with them. So, big shout out to Tom Tolbert and John Lund, two great pros and two really super dudes as well. Okay, shifting over to the 49ers. Yes, it looks like Mitch Wishnowsky, the punter, will not be available for this game. And what else can possibly go wrong for the 49ers on special teams? They did sign a new punter, veteran Pat O'Donnell. He comes over to the 49ers. He was a free agent. And so he's on the practice squad. So it's much like the 49ers had with the kicker earlier in the season, Matthew Wright, and then Anders Carlson. Although Wright was on the 53-man roster with Carlson, he was on the practice squad. They brought him up for a couple of games, and then they released him when Jake Moody was ready. And so the 49ers have Pat O'Donnell on their practice squad. So look for them to elevate him to the active roster to handle the punting chores. And I think he's wearing number 40 as a punter. He was out there on the practice field on Wednesday. So look for him to be at Levi Stadium punting against the Seattle Seahawks. The other injury situation, George Kittle has a hamstring injury, did not practice, but they're expecting him to be available for the game, and there's a strong chance he'll be on the field on Thursday. Kevin Givens with the groin didn't practice. Probably not looking good for him to play on Sunday. Charvarius Ward remains away from the team for personal reasons, and I can't imagine, I think he will be returning shortly, but probably won't be available to play in this game on Sunday. Again, the 49ers are just telling him, take your time. Whenever you feel right, that it's time to come back. Everything is on Charvarius Ward's terms as he deals with the grieving of losing his nearly 2-year-old daughter. In fact, I think Sunday would be her second birthday. So just very sad, the loss of Amani Joy Ward. Nick Bosa out with a hip injury, out for practice, did not practice, probably will play in the game. He did admit that that hip did cause him some problems. And he talked on Wednesday about that fourth down play where he was just kind of holding on to Baker Mayfield's arm. And he had acknowledged that when you watch it in slow-mo replay, it looks so bad. But he went through kind of what he was thinking. It was a fourth down play, and he felt like as long as he kept holding on to Baker Mayfield, there was no way he'd be able to complete a pass. And he thought if he went for it just to try to bring him down, that there was a way that Mayfield could slip out of that and that he could then shake free and maybe make a play. But as it turned out, even while Nick Bosa was holding Baker Mayfield's left arm, Mayfield was able to complete that miraculous pass, keep that drive alive, and the Buccaneers go down and score the tying field goal before the 49ers win it on the final play of regulation. Also, Trent Williams has a bit of an ankle, but also had his typical Wednesday rest day. Limited in practice. Chris Conley with the hamstring, John Feliciano with the knee, and Christian McCaffrey was limited with the Achilles. McCaffrey came out of the game feeling just fine, no setback, anything of that nature. 56 snaps he played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but he's fine. But certainly, I think you can expect that the 49ers will kind of try to take it easy on him from a practice standpoint. But as they showed Sunday in Tampa Bay, they're not taking it easy on him from a playing standpoint. If he is available, if he is not tired, he will be on the field and he'll be seeing a lot of action. Okay, a lot of the news on Wednesday was about the 49ers signing Diamador Lenore to the contract extension, making him, if the numbers stack up, and he is in fact getting 18.4 million per season, that would make him the 12th highest paid cornerback in the league. The top two guys are Jalen Ramsey and Patrick Surtain, by the way. So Diamador Lenore gets his generational wealth, and the 49ers get him for, kind of getting ahead of the market. And so that's a deal at this time that certainly is beneficial for Diamador Lenore to take the money that can change his life, change his family's life, while also kind of removing the risk of playing the final 8 games of the season before cashing in. So the 49ers, probably a deal that a year from now will look very good for the 49ers, but it's definitely a win-win for both sides on that. So 49ers getting back to action, going to be facing the Seattle Seahawks. DK Metcalf missed the previous 2 games. It looks like he's rounding back into form. He returned to practice on Wednesday in Seattle, so expect him to be available for this game. And as I mentioned, Charvarius Ward, I don't think he'll be available for this game, but the 49ers certainly have some really good players in that defensive backfield that now they feel confident about. And it's not just Diamador Lenore, Renardo Green, the rookie who made that big play on the Thursday game in Seattle when he undercut the route to DK Metcalf to intercept Geno Smith in the fourth quarter. That was a huge play in that game to kind of stave off a Seattle comeback attempt. Isaac Yiadom has been playing very well. And then Rock Ya-Sin, who hadn't played much at all for the 49ers. In fact, he was just inactive for a game a couple of weeks ago. He was on the field Sunday in a crunch time. Renardo Green had to leave, had a toe injury, but he's cleared, full practice participant on Wednesday. But Rock Ya-Sin had a holding penalty when he first got into the game, but then ends up coming up with a huge stop, a pass breakup on fourth down that kept the Buccaneers out of the end zone. 49ers go ahead and win that game. So they've been getting some good contributions from players in the defensive backfield. And I tell you what, that's probably as good a place as any to end this video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe, leave a like, a comment, all the above. And again, thank you for tuning into this. Check out Canyon Club Brewery, and that's it for now.